Welcome back to Kerbal Space Program, guys, and we need more science. And how are we going to do that? We're actually going to find a way to land on the moon and do some exploratory stuff, but we will hopefully do it with Kerbals this time. So let's just unlock stuff here. We have landing lights here, landing legs here. That's a research one. I'm going to pick one of these. Struts or more power. I'm going to have to go for more power. Sweet. Before I reveal the rocket to you, I think we need to find a way to squeeze out a little bit more science. We have some pretty good reputation here, if I do say so myself. So one of these will give us more science. This converts, takes 5%, one, okay. Takes 5% income, yields 1 science for each 35 fund. Takes 5% reputation gains, yields 1 science for each. Okay. Commitment. Let's go. Let's be fairly aggressive with this. And go. 15%. Yeah, that puts us right at about normal. Okay. Yields 1 science for each 1.6 reputation. Because I don't plan on killing anybody. So let's look at this rocket. Are you guys ready? Are you guys ready? Kerbal Mark 1. Load that up. Actually, before we do that, we need to make sure that we get some contracts here. Science data from around the moon. Take that. We need to get 2.5 meter parts for this first. Boostron. Oop, didn't mean to decline that. Too bad. Okay. Let's prepare to fly. Okay, so we're ready to launch. Behold, Kerbal with some minor tweaks to give it some more thrust. In fact, significantly more thrust. 3 more solid rocket boosters stacked up underneath this sucker. Alright, so in 3, 2, 1. Blast off! This is all solid rocket booster here lifting us up. Hopefully this will get us up there a little ways. These thrust levels are set at 80. These ones are set at 60. So this will give me a little bit more time to stage in between there. I could have set them all the same and staged at the same point, but didn't exactly feel it was necessary. So really shouldn't matter too much, even though it's a perfect waste of fuel at the rate that we're burning it. Set those on just a little bit. Drop that off. And sliding up through the atmosphere without a care in the world. Drop these down even more. We don't need to waste all this fuel. They should be outputting just minuscule amounts just for steering purposes. Using the gimbals on those. We need to lock that so that we don't pull any extra fuel. Check our next engines. That one. got this 20-degree angle for this gravity turn on this unconventional rocket here. Those are really spinning. Alright. Don't need to pick up that much speed like that. That's just above the velocity vector. Alright. Apoaps is at 48 and climbing. And we are at 600 meters per second now. Really scooching. Alright. Don't want to have any fuel missing out of this transfer stage. Just started the lower tank of those. Great, looking good. This transfer stage will get us into Kerbal orbit and out to the moon. Then provide the deorbit for the moon. Apoaps 68 and climbing. Brilliant. Give it a little bit more oomph. Now that we're high in the atmosphere, we can be a little bit more frugal with our fuel because we are a little bit more efficient. Alright. 61. Need this just to pull this into a just need to get into a nice circularized orbit. I'm going to use as much of this lateral velocity as we can. I'm actually going to not trimble it down. I'm just going to keep this angle. The gravity turn, I don't want to lose too much height because it could definitely come in handy later. And next one is activate engine and those two. And fly away. Sweet. Alright, so we are pushing just under a G right now, which is not ideal, but we do have a 98,000 meter periaps. This should allow us plenty of time to get into orbit, considering we are at 1,200 meters per second, almost 1,300, and climbing. This is just a pretty heavy load for this little engine. Can only output 50 kilonewtons, and so let's hope for the best here. We're almost at Apoaps. Oh, that's at 104. Should not worry so much about keeping it higher, and actually try and circularize our orbit a little bit more. This is put it slightly below the velocity vector. Should still be climbing slightly now. Yes, because we are right above the horizon. Alright, Jeb, what do you see? Stars there. Okay, we got some... Still climbing. Control completely from here if we wanted to. Okay, we're definitely picking up speed. Got 44 seconds, maybe a little bit more, probably about a minute to get into a circularized orbit. Look like we're doing fine on the fuel situation. Slowly tipping away at those numbers. Slowly getting more and more circularized. Get rid of some of this debris. Yeah. Alright. Let's get a little closer here. Kerbal debris. Alright. So, here's the lander up here. We have some mystery goo. Just observe some right now because I can only use so much. Keep that data. Alright, we have our landing legs. We have our landing stage. We have our return engine and stage. This engine's the same as this one. Since this had so much delta V last time, I decided I'd keep it. Maybe it's a good way. Deal with some struts here, but it's not too much flexing. Okay, we're almost at 2200. We're almost getting our orbit there. We're going to end up with about 110,000 meter orbit. Just keep that slightly above the horizon. Pull that up just a little bit more. 4, 3, 2, 1, and Apoaps achieved. And we have about 200 meters per second to pick up on, and we haven't even gone through half the fuel. This is looking pretty good. Let's see. Science Junior is saved for the surface. Okay, we are about to get our Apoaps. our peri-ups. There we are. 5, 10, great. It's looking pretty good. How far are we past peri-ups? Or apo-ups, I mean? Okay, X. Alright. I said about 110, and we're gonna get just about that. So, this one's at 69. Let's just get it a little bit so we're in the 70s. Great. We now have a stable orbit. The moon is now our next target. So let's add a maneuver. Let's get... Okay. It's going to cost us around 800 meters per second of delta V. Peri-ups. Okay, now that we've got that, we can reduce our amount. Let's get our peri-ups down to something close. 27. That is dang close. And that's only 850 meters per second. I believe I have that in the tank. So let's get that nice and we should be moving pretty slow. We should only have about 100 meters per second to achieve capture. So let's get that marker right on there. And let's quick save. Let's fast forward down here. You can see the time ticking away till our next maneuver. 2, 1, 13 seconds. That's not ideal, but that's just me messing up a little bit. Let's try and get... I know I had just about a perfect 36. That'll work. Let's actually try and achieve a slightly better... Oh, we could definitely escape here if we weren't careful. Oh, getting down there. Okay, peri-ups. You know what? I will take what I can get here. Should probably not be firing when we're doing this. Let's, even though this is going to be an approximation, let's get rid of that. And extend out. And lose. Okay, 75. That looks pretty good. 2 minutes. Okay. That was my little screw up, but that's not too bad. We seem to be pretty much right on point. It's only going to be from this point. Okay. Let's... Oh, there we go. Right on the money. Alright. So we should have this much delta V in our transfer stage. It appears so. Lock that on. Keep it going. So this is what would be considered pretty much a low energy transfer. Just kind of go out there and then use the moon to pick ourselves up at peri-ups because at apo-ups because we're not going much past the moon. We're not coming back down and into it. We don't need that much more. Looks like we're doing pretty good on the fuel side too. Fuel, still 200 units. That's looking pretty good. Here we go. Keep an eye on this. Slowly move it. How are we doing for electric charge? Plenty. Okay, let's now just nickel and dime this. Because we're getting really exact here. 3, 2, 1, X. Great. What did we get? A peri-ups of 138, 20, 50. Perfect. That's pretty much right on the money. Alright. 17. Even better. Alright, that's looking pretty good, and we have enough fuel in our stage to complete our capture. So, let's quick save. And accelerate out there. Might have even had enough to go to min-miss, to be honest. Alright. let's... Yeah, we're moving real slow here. There we go. We need to bleed off around 300 meters per second, somewhere in there, that range. Let's set up our... Okay, that's at 14. Set up our D-orbit. Let's get as much of this as we can down. Periapse at 11, apse at 53. Dropped even further. Six, 20, 12, and 16. Alright, that looks good. Now let's use that nice little arrow telling us where our maneuver node's at. And that burn is in 1 hour and 21 minutes. So I don't know. Okay, that's, yeah, about 300 meters per second. I was right. Alright. So let's get a look at the moon here. Gonna end up doing this on the dark side. Sorry, guys. It's gonna take about a minute of fuel. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. There we go. I don't know if I exactly have that much in the tank. I think I do. Hopefully I do. Alright, so we're dropping down. We should, because we have 170 units of fuel left about. Yeah, we'll definitely have enough. Alright, so this one, despite me not working out how much LTV I needed on paper, turned out pretty good. It's a pretty good approximation, assuming we can land with what's in these tanks in the next episode. So, thank you for watching, guys, and I will see you in the next episode.